I got a phone call from someone in Sydney recently to move a sculpture from the ground floor of a building in the busiest part of Sydney up to the top floor of that building. And they said, is there a way we can avoid having a traffic management plan to close one of the busiest streets in Sydney to get an 80-tonne mobile crane in to do this lift? Is it possible that we could do it with rope? I'm Richard Delaney, and I'm humbled that still at 51 years old I basically get to teach people how to tie knots in rope and interface those rope with other devices. My company in Australia is RopeLab, and there's two parts to that company. There's a website, RopeLab Online, and then there's my trading company, RopeLab Proprietary Limited, which is where I do my consulting, my rope access work, and independent testing for organisations. I'm not an employee of a large company, I'm not a government employee, I'm not sponsored by manufacturers or importers. I'm not going to say use brand A's product because they, I get $2 for every single one of those that they sell. If it's an honest question, then I'll give it an honest answer. And somehow I'm in a place where people want to pay to attend my workshops to hear my thoughts on how to use rope to do things better. So the challenge as rope access has evolved is, if I can be smarter in that way, work with using these other tools, how can I go about that? Because of my combined backgrounds across multiple disciplines, I've developed a little bit of a reputation that means that most manufacturers have approached me about finding more creative ways to use their equipment. So a lot of my work is around developing fit-for-task justifications as to why this piece of equipment, which was developed for this purpose, is in fact relevant and appropriate to use in this type of context. Or an organisation like Harken is, you have an existing line of these amazing tools which traditionally people have looked at for the sailing and nautical environments. I'm not a sailor, so I won't profess to have any understanding of what happens on a boat when it comes to handling what I call rope. But in terms of managing lines quickly, setting tension to things and minimising stretch, being able to take in a whole lot of line fast and then apply a lot of tension to it at the end just to set things in place. I understand that's what you guys do really, really well. I come in as a roper or a rope access technician and see these tools and think, wow, I can see, because I've got exposure to this line of work, where these tools could be really useful. Now, Harken probably never had that intention. It wasn't the intended purpose of this device. So how can I be supported in my decision or desire to use this piece of equipment out of the context of the original intention? People are going to do things with your product that you've never thought of before. You can't anticipate the range of ways that people will try and use your products. And some of them will be great and change the way we do things, and others you look at them and go, I can't believe you did that with our product. But to stay open to those approaches, if you can leave that door open to not just people like myself who've been doing this stuff for a while, but young eyes are going to see things that I'll never see, so that you can embrace, give constructive feedback, and genuinely be open to these other uses, then I think the opportunities are limitless. Looking at some of the products from Harken Industrial, there are ways we can use those on sites to do those tasks in a smarter way. Not just smarter, but also cheaper for the clients that we're working with. So when it comes to other devices, look, I've absolutely got an open mind, and I really appreciate that Harken Industrial are putting some significant effort into looking at some new devices at the moment. I'm really excited to see how they turn out. You're not trying to come in and tell us, hey, we know everything about rope and pulleys, and this is the way you should be using our stuff. You've got open ears, and you're inviting people like me to come in and have a casual conversation with your designers about different products. To engage with individuals and say, here's this new product or this line of products that's existing and been used in this related field for however long. Could it make your task easier? Could it make it safer? Could it make it cheaper without compromising safety? Those sort of questions are totally the right way to go about it, and that's what I've seen from Harken Industrial.